Hello, my lovelies. You are now tuning in to Moments with Mistress.
I got a brouhaha, yeah, which chick? Walk in the house, all these candles lit. Y'all think it's evil that she casting spells, but we steady manifesting, it ain't hard to tell. Yeah, she a brouhaha, that's my bad witch. Spirit bouncing moon, water flow, the water drill. This ain't no fairy tales, we out here casting spells. Get you a brouhaha, alpha female, the original bad bitch. Better get you a witch, but be ready.
Hey, that was it? It drops at that?
It says be ready.
I wasn't ready for it to end that quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you are tuning in to Moments with Mistress. I am your co-host, DJ Steady. Are you ready? And this is the host for this afternoon segment, the mistress herself, the enchantress Dazzy.
Hello, my lovelies. How are you?
Shout
our
out to you for
listeners?
your own intro, though. Like, that intro was dope.
Yeah, it might need to be a little longer. I was like, you know what? He say be ready, so I'm gonna just say be ready. Click.
Exactly. Like, Misfits, we got some work to do because I love drops are tough, but Dazzy put together something that's tough too. But I'm just saying, we both creating all this wonderful content together under one umbrella.
That's what happens when you can bounce your ideas off of other great minds. It just creates content, I guess. I don't know.
Absolutely. Now we're dealing with Facebook being shut down, Instagram, WhatsApp. Like, what's going
Mm-hmm.
on, people? We was all team Facebook and Instagram till this morning.
I know. What are we gonna do, world? Now you have to socialize again in person. How does that feel?
Terrible. So
You
shout
have
out to
to
the
actually
blocks to be
talk
the
to
only one
someone.
remaining. Yeah, that
I'm
too.
saying.
We're gonna sit out there. You now you know who your neighbors is again because you can't no longer send messages for a cup of sugar. Now you got to knock on the door again.
Mm-hmm. Now if they take away Uber Eats and DoorDash, everybody really gonna be lost. I gotta go get my own food again. Yeah, you have to be a
I ain't
human.
even got no gas.
Guess you gotta learn how to walk again.
What? Welcome back to reality, ladies and gentlemen.
For real. Welcome, welcome. This is what you call life. They giveth and they taketh away.
This time it was without notice, though that hurt.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious to know how long it's gonna last.
That is definitely gonna be the dilemma that's up for debate. Because you know most crashes, you think maybe an hour or two, maybe 6 max hours, you deal with a crash of this, grand scale. But who
Mm.
knows? If it goes on to the nightfall, by the time it's time for who they want to go live, we might have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
Ali, Mark, get it together.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. They give it to us, they take it away, and we just gotta realize nothing is certain. You gotta think you put your whole life on there. Your whole life, your every moment. You know, I like getting on Facebook, laughing at videos and reposting funny videos. I've pretty much loaded my Facebook like 4 times, even though I know it's down because there's one video I want to see that I can't see. And so I'm like, how many other people are there steady checking their Facebook? Like, how many times have you wasted your day trying to see if it's loaded now? Is it loaded now? Is it loaded now?
Hey, yo, you logging out, logging back in, sending mass group texts.
Right.
Like, is
Like,
it just my page tripping?
am I hacked? Are they watching me? Is it a conspiracy?
Yeah, because I literally was thinking it, and then I get on my computer. I just got back in town, so I get on the computer, and I'm like, oh, so it wasn't just my phone acting funny. The whole system is wiped.
Is that why you thought you was in trouble?
Mm-hmm. Like the vibe got super weird instantly. I'm like,
You're like, oh no, they watching me. Too much conspiracy theory.
101 off the back, like they done automatically just caught my page. I'm like, I haven't podcast since Friday. I don't think we did nothing out of the ordinary to be shut down come Monday morning.
They shut the whole dishonor on you, dishonor on your LLC.
The whole
Yeah,
Misfits
fair.
crew, we just out.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. So what's going on, Mistress? What's today's introduction topic to Moments with Mistress?
Well, today I want to talk about like spirits, communicating with deceased loved ones and those kind of thing. I have been getting a lot of clients, I guess in the spirit of October, um, that have been wanting to see if their deceased loved ones are still around them, wanting to see if they have any messages, and those kind of things. So I want to kind of speak up for those spirits and kind of let people know like different things they could look for, to know if their loved ones are there. And I don't know, speak about the spirit world, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, everyone thinks, oh, October, it's spooky time, Day of the Dead. Let's have seances. Let's communicate with the dead. Let's do this. Let's do that. And all that's fine. I love ghost hunters, all that good stuff. But like when it comes to our deceased loved ones, when
Hmm.
they feel like we still need them, or a lot of them are just scared to move on themselves, they stay around us, they watch us. They may not be around us 24/7. They may pop in on you, then pop in on someone else, and go between, but they are around us. And a lot of them try to communicate, um, but they can't. Some people feel like it's simple, like, oh, they could just talk to us, they could touch us, they can, for a spirit to do that, like what you see in haunted movies. Oh, they could take a chair and throw it across. Like all that takes a lot of energy.
Hmm.
And not a lot of spirits, especially if they're newly deceased, or even if they've been, well, what's considered newly deceased, in my opinion, is anywhere from like today to 10 years, because in their time frame it's different than our time frame. And so it takes them a lot of time to learn how to manipulate energies and take forces and all that kind of stuff to communicate.
Right.
So within the time that they died, they have to process that they're dead first, deal with those feelings, deal with if they felt they needed to do stuff that they didn't get to do. Like they got to process all that.
Right.
Then they could start focusing on, okay, now that that's together, now let me see what I can still do, or let me go on. A lot of people, they don't hang around and they go, on to the next. So it just depends. But yeah, it's not like in the movies. They can't just die and then all of a sudden start hunting you. Your boyfriend don't just die and then your phone start floating and he's like, who you texting? It's not like that.
So you get no Patrick Swayze's, no none of that type moves.
Well, one thing I can say, in the movie Ghost, it kind of did highlight it to an extent, because if you remember, he didn't know how to do anything at first, like move
No,
the
he didn't
can or
even
nothing.
realize he was dead. Like,
Right. So it took the other ghost to kind of show him, you get enough force to it, you can move a can. And eventually you can get enough force to touch somebody. And that's kind of how it is. A lot of our deceased loved ones, like, um they can communicate to you through a lot of different things. It really depends on how they feel you're gonna best get their message. So like if you are a vivid dreamer, then they may come to you in your dreams. You might dream about your mother, or you'll dream about whomever it is that's deceased, and they'll come and you'll wonder why. It's like they're sitting next to you and you'll be having a full-blown conversation, and it's not like a conversation you remember having when they were alive. It'll be like a whole new conversation. Why? That's because they've reached out to you into the spirit world, and they know that the only time your mind is still enough to hear them is when you're sleeping and you're in that dream realm.
Mm.
They have other spirits that communicate when you're alone. Like if you're alone in the house by yourself, and that instantly heightens your spirit, you're instantly like on guard because I'm by myself. Then
Yep.
next thing you know, you're wondering why you're hearing sounds in the kitchen, or you're hearing someone call your name and you're like, oh, there's no one there. That's because they're like, you're heightened now. You're at a different level, so I could reach you. I could try to approach you. So it's different things. I mean, when I was little and growing up, I mean, spirits, they had no respect. They wake me up out my sleep. They be in my dreams. I used to hate as a little kid, like going outside to get something out the car by myself, because it was like I always felt, oh my God, they're watching me. Here they come. Like they know I'm here. It was crazy. So, but a lot of people don't know. And then they're like, well, how can I reach out to them? Like, of course, I love helping people in that manner, but you don't have to seek out a psychic to do that if you just learn how to like quiet yourself enough to where you put yourself aside, and then you can hear them. It may not be hearing their voice, but it may be a phrase or a word that might pop in your head that you didn't have there. And
Right.
so it just depends how they communicate. It's a whole it it's the sky's the limit when it comes to how they can communicate with you. And so, it's a lot of people out there that are they have like unanswered questions, and they're like, am I alone? Are they still there? Are they watching me? Chances are they are. Even if they moved on, they could still be in heaven and use the phone. It's like, you know, jail kind of. They get a few free minutes. God, can I use the phone real quick? He tripping. Okay. Hey, I see you down there. You know better. I ain't teach you to do that. So it's they get called down. A lot of people, they come down. They like, you know what, Lord, the phone ain't working. They need me there in person. This is an emergency. Can I get a visitation pass? And they come down. They'll stay for a little while, and then they'll go back. And then some people, they just don't go at all. They're like, you know what? I'm not interested in seeing the streets of gold. I want to be down here. My people need me. My daughter tripping. She can't make it without me. I can't do it. And they stay. So,
Wow, that's interesting to know.
yeah, I've had some very interesting encounters with my clients when it comes to reaching out to deceased loved ones. It can be very emotional. It can be very tasking, because I know when I have to attach to those people's energy, a lot of the times the feelings that they felt when they died are the feelings that they are feeling, which is like a constant state of feeling. Because if you are, mm, like, when we're depressed,
Hmm.
eventually it goes away because we have to keep living. There's things we got to do. There's things that's going to come in and distract us, those kind of things. But
Absolutely.
if somebody died and they are in a depressed state because they couldn't finish something, or they didn't get to tell their wife, I love you, or they didn't get to tell their mom, I'm sorry, I argued with you before I got in this car accident, that depressed is going to stay there because they have nothing that's going to come in or to take it away or distract it or whatever. So their energy is going to stay that way. It's going to stay manifested that way. And so that's why whenever you connect with spirits, you'll feel that, or like you'll wonder why you're depressed all of a sudden. Oh, I'm so depressed. I don't know why. Well, you're probably in the presence of your deceased sister who was mad she couldn't talk to you. Like, Say she had to tell you something before she died and she's depressed about it. So she's trying to communicate with you. Unfortunately, the only thing she has that's strongly coming out is that depressed feeling. So she don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to communicate to you, "Hey, I'm here. This is what I need to tell you," but you can feel her emotions, you know? It,
Absolutely.
it's complicated, but it's easy. I'm saying all that to say, people, if you feel someone is there, you feel their presence, sometimes it can be a smell. Say your grandmother used to always wear a certain perfume, or she used to always bake apple pies or something, and then just randomly you're like, "God, I smell like apple pie." Like, that's her trying to communicate with you because she knows that if you smell that smell or you hear that sound or whatever it is, that you think of her. So now that you've connected that with her, she can try to get whatever message it is across, you know?
Right. Mm. I like that though, because I think I've had some experiences of just those as you pre-tell them. Like you get those certain, aromas, certain signature trademarks that just be like,
Mm-hmm.
this wasn't sitting beside me, 2, 3 minutes ago. I turned my head and look, and there's this, and he like, okay, what are you here to say? Like, I see,
Right.
I. And then you get that cold atmosphere feeling, that presence.
Mm-hmm.
So I be sitting here like, okay, I'm ready. I can
And
hear.
sometimes it's not even, "Oh, let me tell you this. You're doing this wrong." Or sometimes it's just, "Hey, I'm still here. I'm with you. I can hear you." They can hear you. I've had many of spirits that they tell, like when I'm talking to the clients, they're like, "Tell her I heard this." Or, I had one, it was really weird. It came really late at night. It was two girls. They were young. They were like 16. I don't even know how they were even on the app calling me. But they called me, and it was a girl and her best friend, and they wanted to reach out to the girl's brother because he died. Um, he overdosed. She found him, and since then, she has been struggling with her life. She didn't tell me
Mm,
that when she reached out to me. But she was like, "Does he have anything to say? Is he still around?" Of course, I told her, he's still here, this, that, and the other. And I paused. I was like, "You know what? He is saying you need to stop what you're doing. Um, he doesn't want to see you this soon." And she just started break out. She started crying, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You're abusing drugs and you have no will to live." And he's saying, "Enough is enough. I don't want you to follow in my footsteps. You need to live the life that I need you to live for me, because I couldn't live my life. I didn't have enough strength. You have to
mm,
have the strength to live on. I love you and I'm here for you, but I don't want to see you that soon." And so it's like a lot of the times people feel, "Oh, they're gone. I can't communicate with them. I can't speak to them anymore. I lost them forever." But no, they're here. They can hear you. They can see you. They may not have enough energy to let you know they can hear you, or they may not have enough energy to let them know that I can see you, or they can't, like, they'll try to hug you, but you can't feel their arms there. Or they may not have the energy yet, but they can. And so
mm,
I'm sorry, I'm getting all, let me not get emotional, but like, yeah, they're there. Like, people, they're there. They can hear you, they can see you. You can talk to them just like you would have a normal conversation. um their intelligence is still there. There's not there are situations where people who have passed get stuck in their death state and they're not intelligent enough to have these conversations and stuff like that. But majority of the time when people pass, they tend to go they can kind of choose to be where they were their most happiest. So,
Hmm.
like, if someone died really old, but they were happy or young, they may manifest to you or be around you in a younger age or in better health than they were whenever they died, those kind of things. So, they can do that, but it's very rare that somebody that you know pass away and they can't communicate with you and they can't hear you and they um they're just completely lost. A lot of people, it may take them a while to be able to reach out to you because, of course, they have to deal with the fact that they've died, you know,
Right.
but they can hear you. It's a
I've always
it's a
got my answers
process.
through dreams, though.
And I mean, it depends. Like you said, how can it's when you're your most open, when you are your most still, when your mind is clear. And for
Definitely
a
when I'm
lot of
asleep.
us, that's when I'm asleep, I'm not thinking about nothing. My
Nope.
mind is clear. So if you want to come see me, it's kind of like your TV is on white noise. Then all of a sudden they done turned it to a channel. Like, okay, tune into this. Let's have a conversation. And some of it is just tell me what's going on. How's your life been going? Do you need me? I miss you. I love you. Like those kind of messages.
Right. These be them disappearing acts for me. Like it always ends up with a let's go for this trip. We're going on this trip, and then she like I'm going to go get the car, and I'll be right back, and then the car never comes back. And I guess I don't know. I never try to figure it out, but it always lead me in conclusions. Like every time, it's always some sort of sequence of I'll be back, and then you turn your head, and you're like they're gone. I don't know. I ain't never figured that out.
Well, okay. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Do you feel like you have abandonment issues because of that person's death?
Absolutely.
That could be what is manifesting in the dream because you feel that I was waiting on you. I needed you. I still needed you. And you left me. And you didn't come back. And I had no explanation, even though you probably knew what was going on, this, that, and the other. It still was like I had no explanation. I didn't have no time frame. I just woke up one day, you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? And so you still kind of have that waiting. Like, when are you coming back?
Yep.
When are you gonna be here? Like I'm waiting on you to come back. Like my best friend I lost this year and her daughters were left here
Right.
and her youngest daughter, after the funeral and everything, the family came down, they helped with all the funeral and stuff, and then after that the family left. The youngest daughter was still staying in the apartment where she was staying with my best friend, and I remember she reached out to me and she said, I'm still waiting on my mom to just come home. Like she literally was waiting for the door to open and her to come in as if it was a joke. Oh, I'm just joking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm here again. Like they could just bring her back to life. This was after the funeral and everything. And that hurt me so bad because it's like people think when people leave us, oh, it's going to be okay. You can get over it, this, that, and the other. And
Right.
that's it. No, we're still waiting. Like I still have moments, and this was just my best friend. It wasn't my mother, or nothing like that. But I still have moments where I hear a song and I'm like, "Ooh, I gotta call," and then I can't. Or, "Girl, I gotta tell her about," and I can't. I'm still waiting for that moment. God dang it! I cut all phones off but one.
Got to
But
be
it's
more careful.
like I'm still waiting on that moment. Like it's okay. And I struggled with that and I still struggle with that because I I was not told how bad she was until the very end. So I could
Right.
have been more active if I known she only had a few days left. Nobody told me until the very end, and then I just get a call, oh, she died, you know? So I it bothered me because I felt that I was a horrible friend. I should have been there. But I'm saying all that to say that sometimes those feelings still manifest itself. So if you were to feel abandoned by a situation, even though it could have been years ago, that could still come across in your dreams. So if she comes to you to communicate with you and then that's over, then it's like reopening that wound of that feeling abandoned, you know?
Absolutely. And at some point, it's like a way for me to find comfort and peace within it at the same time. But then
Mhm.
it's like it still give you that seclusionary period of where you last left off. So
Mhm.
it's like you get that check on sequence. You get that I'm there, I'm still there, I still love you, I still care about you, I'm still, in your life. But then it's like soon as I get ready to ask those questions, I need answers. Like you're gone. I'm like, where did you go? Where did you go? I just got you back.
Right. Like next time, get a longer visiting pass, cause I need you too.
Cause I enjoy it. Like it gives me that peace, and then I'm like, we do the traditional things. We ride around. We probably catch up on the latest movie. It's always these different terms of events of things that I
Mhm.
know we enjoyed, and then when you want it to continue to be magical, it ends. And like you just said, you're back at this period of, okay, what do I do now? Where do I go from here? And I don't think people really find that healing stage yet into that because you're still needing, I guess, complete closure.
Mhm. I mean, it's almost like having to face your demons head on. So you're
Mm,
gonna constantly have to face that feeling of what's next and that abandonment until you fully say, okay, I don't feel that anymore, which is something that's not gonna go away. But what she's doing when she's pulling you in these moments, these spiritual moments, of course, she's trying to connect the feeling of comfort through things that she knows you remember, things y'all enjoy together. But she can't keep you because you're not dead, you're alive. You can't stay in the spirit world for too long. So she has to return you back to the living. She has to say, okay, my time is done. You have to go back and live your life. Like take this moment, realize I'm still here, but you have to continue, living. And it's hard for them too. Like it's hard for them not to be able to stay with us and to be with us and actually like be alive. Like one lady, her dad, he wasn't even dead yet, and she asked me to connect with his energy. And he was trying so hard to live for her because he was worried about her. And he's like, if I die, she's not gonna make it. She's not gonna be strong. She's not gonna be able to make it. And so she tried to give him that peace to let him know it's okay. You can go, but it hurts them just as much as it hurts us for them to be gone. To know, okay, I'm not gonna see these moments. I'm not gonna be able to live these moments. My best friend, she loves babies. Her oldest daughter was pregnant. She was getting ready to have my best friend's first grandbaby. She was in the store buying stuff when she found out the girl was 1 month pregnant. She was already buying and collecting stuff. She was that ecstatic. And she died a month before the baby was born.
my,
I know that
yeah,
devastated her. Like,
I know.
that's something, she wanted to be here for. So it hurts them to know, God, I'm never going to be able to see the wedding. I'm never going to see my grandkids. All those kind of things, it hurts them too. And so sometimes that's why when they do come to us, they do communicate with us, we do feel those depressing feelings, or that feeling of, life is over, or sadness or whatever. It's because they deal with that too, and they have to go through a process of getting rid of that as well. Spirits communicating with us is not just for us, it's for them too, because they have to unburden themselves so they can have peace.
Exactly, that is true.
So it is
Crazy how
definitely
that works.
a
Crazy, but it works.
process.
Like
Hmm.
we both got it clear on that side of the world and on this side. Like, don't think that we over there everything supposed to be peaches and ice cream. Nah, bruh. We gotta work them issues out there too.
We do. It's a process. It really is a process, but it's like us as people with abilities, psychics, spiritual mentors, whatever y'all want to call us, fakes, frauds, they call us that too. We have a tough job.
Yes.
I mean, we are pulled on, like, it's almost like um back in the day whenever they had the cable girls, they would call, "Hey, can you connect me to John?" And then they're like, "Oh, hold on 1 second," and they take the cable, then connect you to John line, and now y'all can have a whole conversation. That's what we are.
Right.
We are the cable girl. We are the cable. So you call us, "Hey, can you connect me to my nanny?" Okay, hold on. I'm connecting you to nanny. We're gonna have this conversation, and then I have to be stuck with the feelings, your emotions, and nanny's feelings and nanny's emotions. And sometimes when the phone line is done, nanny ain't ready to go. So now the spirit is still hanging on and waiting, because some people call you, they want to talk, they can't pay the rest of the rate, or their minutes is running out, or whatever it may be. So the call get cut, and then nanny like, "Wait, I didn't get to tell them this. I didn't get to hold on." So then they gotta go. Then you gotta reconnect them again.
Yeah. Funny.
But
Spiritual call waiting.
yeah, it's like, go back. I'm gonna call you back in a few minutes when they call back.
It's funny. It's comical because like how you put them on hold. Like, look here, bruh. I got a busy life up here.
Exactly. I'm up here singing in the choir, and you done called me from choir practice. I done had to come down all the flights down from heaven to hear what you got to say, and then you didn't even load up enough minutes for me to finish the conversation. Now I got to go up all these stairs again. Hopefully, it's an escalator up there. It might even be an
So,
elevator. I don't know.
who knows?
I mean, if God got streets of gold, I'm sure he got an elevator. So.
Amen. So let's take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back.
Almost that time again. You know, us against our dear old Uncle Sam. Don't take the IRS abuse this year. It's our money and we need it now. Why not start your own tax empire by using the help of your tax business genie? We are not only able to give you the knowledge to become a successful tax professional, but also the tools you need to run and manage a very profitable tax business. It's time to stop these generational curses and start generating generational wealth. Let us help you to help others. Your wish is our command.
And we're back, lovelies. I'm sorry. Let me put a disclaimer out there. Trigger warning, apology, or whatever. I should have did that before I did
I mean,
the
I'm just saying you
the
go 30
setting.
minutes into a show and then want to give a disclaimer now.
I mean, I should have. I forgot. I'm sorry, because this is a delicate subject. It can bring up traumas, triggers, emotions, and it's Monday. So I'm not trying to get y'all in y'all feelings. So
Y'all all right. Y'all dealing with enough. We can deal with it. Quit acting like this. We need this. This is why it's moments with Mistress, and it's time to, we gotta sometimes instead of just trying to peel the band-aid off slowly, add more agonizing pain, we just gonna go ahead and rip it off. So she gonna be
yeah.
apologetic and be like disclaimer. I'm gonna be like, it's still under who they want, and we still gonna do whatever we want. So yeah,
Not to put salt in your wound, but yeah, I just want people to know that they can hear you, they can see you, um,
absolutely.
and you can communicate with them. Like, hey, they like to talk, they can hear you.
It took me a while to get to that grasp of understanding because I used to write. There was a time I did the journal writing entries and all that, but then I was like, I'm one of them introvert people, so I hide a lot of stuff too. So it'd be like if I'm writing, I was like, can't nobody read this but me. And then I got
Hmm.
bored, and then it just got to the time where I got lazy and I stopped writing. And I was like, you know what, it is what it is now. So hey,
I always tell people, like, if they feel like they can't communicate with someone or they had a lot left that they should have said, write a letter to them. You can write a letter and burn it. You can tie it
mm,
to a balloon, let it go. Um, you could write it and read it out loud or just say it. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do if you feel like you physically have to do something to communicate. You can sit there with a pen and a paper and be like, I'm listening. What do you have to tell me? And then just write down everything that pops in your head, see if it makes sense. You know, if you feel like they're there's a lot of things you can do. But a lot of it has to do with us too. Like we have to learn to own into our abilities so that we can get that connection. So you can't be like, do you have a message for me? But then you are not even in tuned enough with your own abilities to hear the message if they sending it. They can be screaming in your ear, I see you. But if you can't hear it, then it
it
don't make
goes
sense.
unnoticed.
So why you pulling me from my choir practice when you ain't even ready to hear what I gotta say to you yet?
I'm steady telling you, you catch the 4 o'clock Uber, not the 2 o'clock Uber, and you steady trying to catch the 2 o'clock Uber, knowing something bad finna happen. I'm trying to tell you, why you
Exactly.
can't, why you can't think you kept getting a bunch of blank text messages? That was to let you know then if you paid attention, pay it stop, like just stop.
Exactly. Sometimes when your card keep getting declined, it might be your spirit guide saying, God dang it, you don't need to buy that.
I ain't lying. If you
Are
know,
you
like I know, I'm gonna stop taking everything on auto pay.
I'm saying, are you be wondering why every time you're on the phone with your boyfriend, your phone die? And you like, God, I know I just charged this phone. That's cause it's your mama telling you you don't need to talk to him no more. Let him go. She tired of watching him hurt her
She
baby.
she was tired of that in the land of the living. Now she still you
I
steady
know
trying to
she had to
prove a
cut
point.
back. Like, God dang, didn't I teach you better? Let me just confiscate your phone like I had to do when you was a kid.
What? That's be crazy now. I don't know, cause like with my Netflix account, certain stuff be popping up now that I know I don't watch. I don't know if there's some sort of correlation with it. Somebody be watching TV. Then again, I don't know who all got access to my account right now. 'Cause I done loaned it out
Yeah,
to a
you
few
might
people.
just got hacked. I don't see your mama just watching your Netflix.
Nah, she cool. She,
She might then. She might be like, you know what? I think you would like this. So she might be putting the stuff up there. She might think you might want to
I mean, cause
watch.
it be like right at the 1 minute mark. It don't be like all deep into it. It be like they clicked on it and then they exited out. And I'm like,
Hmm. And since that's the way y'all have always communicated, y'all always spent time watching stuff together. That could
right.
be some way she feels she can get your attention.
Well, because I'm back into reading books all of a sudden now, and I haven't read books like again I say since like 2010. So,
Yeah, I got so many books, and my poor Audibles is like, I love my Audibles. Shout out to Audible. Sorry, I know. It gives me time. I sit in the car and sometimes instead of listening to all these crazy stuff out there, I'll just be driving, listening to my book, let somebody else read to me, and then I'm like, got it, understood. But I'm old fashioned. I was definitely the kid that would spend my time in the library before school, go to the library after school, find like that little quiet corner between the bookshelves and sit and read. I like to feel the pages like between my fingertips, and I'm what you would probably call a book hoarder because I have a whole stack of books in my storage, in my office, in my house. Just
Oh, you got me
books.
beat. You said 3 different locations. I was like, look, I got a few on my shelf and a few by my TV stand. You was like the office and home and
I'm a, I, if it's not crystals or books, god dang it, I got them all. I'm a I'm a hoarder of crystals. I'm a hoarder of books. Anyone who knows me, you love me, you buy me a book, I'm be happy. You bring me some crystals, I'll be happy. And if you bring me some tarot cards, I'll be some tarot cards, I'll be happy. Even though I probably got all sets. I
she
get it.
not lying. She got all 6. Ain't no sense of trying to coat these people.
I'm saying, and every time I go to the store, I'm buying. Like, don't take me to Barnes and Noble because they have books and tarot cards. So I'm in there just,
Getting a 2 for 1.
and I'm getting a Starbucks coffee afterwards.
Oh, that's a
Like,
3 for 1.
man,
Oh,
it's real bad. I have a problem. Like,
hey, the
where
first
are
step
my
is
spirit
admitting.
guides to decline my card when I need it?
Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm. But it's crazy. And some people, another thing I want to let people know, like sometimes our spirit guides are not people that we've met in just this lifetime. Our spirits guides could be children we have yet to have. It could
Mm.
be, say, someone was pregnant and they had a miscarriage or whatever. That soul could be a spirit guide for you. That child could still be attached to you. It could be people you've met in past lives, past lovers, past ancestors, what have you. Those could be your spirit guides. So it doesn't have to just be someone that just died recently or died in your lifetime. It could be uh people from other lifetimes too. So you may have a great grandmother that's watching over you just because you're a part of her bloodline that you never fully met. There have been plenty of stories and instances where children have seen their great grandparents or whatever, and they go telling their parents, "Oh, mama, this old lady, she always comes visit me before bed." And they're like, "Oh, explain to me what she looks like, or tell me what she looks like." Or they might go to their grandparents' house and see an old photo, and they're like, "Mama, that's the lady that comes see me." And they're like, "How did you even know? Because she died before you were even born." So, I mean, it could be a whole lot of
Anything.
people.
Right. Because I guess growing up where I'm from, we used to call it as the ones that was born with the veil under their eyes type of scenario or something.
Mm-hmm.
And, I got a lot of cousins and stuff that we used to sit around and talk about these type of topics and stories. And me having a vivid imagination was like, I can literally see everything word for word that you would say to me. And some stuff used to
Mm-hmm.
be scary to me. As a kid, you like, I don't want to hear you tell the story no more. And I don't want to experience it. And then you get older and then you start to get experiences for yourself, and not on
Mm-hmm.
the evil side of it, like where you got to be fearful, but you're still gonna get that moment of shock that's gonna still kind of scare you out. Cause I get scared quick. Anybody that know me know you don't call me in those type of instances. I'm not that go-to guy when it comes to anything spiritual related. Like you don't call me and be like, "Guess who I just seen?" If it ain't nobody I can come touch and dap, hug, whatever, I don't want to hear who you just sing. I don't.
I still get scared. Like, well, I don't want to say scared because now I know why they approach me. But it still is unnerving when I have those interactions with spirits. I'm just like, okay, like it's scary. It makes the hair on your neck stand up. It's not a very comfortable feeling. But it's like that for a reason because it's to call you alert. If the hair is on your neck and standing up, all of a sudden you're on high alert. Like, okay, what do I need to look for? What I need to look out for? So, I mean, it has its purposes and its reasons. But yeah, people, I'm telling you, they out there and they want to communicate with y'all. Y'all don't need me to help. Now, if y'all need me to help, I will help. But y'all can do it yourselves. I'm just putting that out there. We are more stronger than what we think we are, and everyone has abilities. It's just, are they high enough for you to use them or not?
Absolutely. So are you still dealing with the Keen and California psychics to help clients?
I am. I am helping people on Keen. I am helping people on California Psychics. It's easier for y'all to come to me on Keen than it is California Psychics because they have two different kind of work methods. One is automatic where you don't really choose who you go to. They just put you in a call system and they just factor you through to everyone, to whomever. And then with Keen you can kind of search through advisors and say, oh, I resonate with her more, I choose her. But yeah, that's what I do on a daily basis. I help people. I try to not only just connect you with your deceased loved ones, but give guidance. I do card readings, all that good stuff. Energy cleanses. I even mentor on there. I have a few people that come to me just on a daily for mentoring. How can I get my abilities hyping? How can I, how can I start being able to
Exactly.
communicate through my dreams and stuff like that? They just
Ex-
want like a mentor. They want to book my time for this little minutes or however long to get some mentoring. So I give them that one-on-one time. So yeah,
And she's
I do
phenomenal. She has definitely helped me manifest a lot and get a lot of things done in my personal life. So
I'm
she is
all
the
about
real deal.
manifesting. I'm all about manifesting. Don't play with me.
Absolutely.
I be telling people, what you doing what in your life? Like, do you know all you have to do is speak it for it to work? Speak it and believe it. Put it out there. Like, don't say it and then be like, oh, is it gonna happen? Is it? No. That's almost like if you're trusting somebody. Look, I'm gonna give you my $100. You go put it down, buy me a TV. If you gonna give me your $100 to go buy you a TV, don't call me every 5 minutes. Did you buy the TV? Are you gonna get the TV? Did you make it to the TV store? Like, no. So it's the same thing. If you trust in that you have the power to manifest something, and you're like, you know what? By the end of this month, I'm gonna have an extra $1,000. Boom! I got $1,000. You don't say I'm gonna have. I hope to have. Can you please give it to me? No, I'm gonna have $1,000. Put it out there. After you say it, you need to be walking around like you got the $1,000. Believe you got that $1,000. Don't be walking around saying, "Dang, am I gonna get that $1,000? Do I really think that $1,000 gonna come through?" No, because now you second guessing your strength. So now it's not gonna come through because you didn't second guessed it. So now, come the end of the year, you may have $1.
Right.
You know, but I be blunt. So if y'all don't want to know the truth, don't come to me. Cause I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Hey,
I'm gonna tell you where you messing up.
absolutely.
But it is what it is, people. We out here to help y'all, but y'all can also help yourselves.
Most definitely.
Hmm. But I didn't want to. I hope I didn't get anyone in their spirit. all sad down or whatever. That was not my intent, but I didn't want people to know that, they're out there and you can speak to them. And bringing up what you said earlier about the veil, a lot of people don't know, but it is. They call it the veil. It's kind of like when you're getting married, how you have this veil over you. And
Right.
then you lift the veil, and then you can kind of see the spirit world or whatever. But there's a lot of people who have to veil themselves so that they can disconnect, I guess you would say, especially for people that work in the spirit world and work with energies. That's why, like, sometimes when you do go to psychics and stuff like that, you'll see they have like a they have their hair wrapped, or um they'll have, like, if they have dreads, they may have them tied up and tied back with something. That's because they're trying to block other people's energies from getting mixed in with their energies. And so it's like putting a veil on. So they actually put a bandana on or put a scarf on to shield themselves from getting connected with all those energies. Then when they're ready to actually connect, then they'll take that bandana off, or they'll take that bracelet, necklace, whatever it is they're using to shield themselves off. So that is an actual practice that people do.
Right.
hmm But I mean, that's my moment. I didn't really want to take all of y'all's time, but I just wanted to let y'all know that your loved ones are there and they love you, and you're doing a good job, and you're very strong, and they're proud of you.
Oh, you
And
was
you
waiting on
will.
me to chime in. I was going to say, if you waiting on me, this is your moment. Nope.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of spirits, for the most part, come just to say, you know what? I know you loved me. I never questioned your love. You're doing an amazing job. You're stronger than you think you are. Stop being so hard on yourself. I'm sorry. I get that a lot.
Right.
Um, a lot of them are saying, you know what, slow down. Don't come see me that soon. I miss you. I know you miss me. Um, yeah, but they love you. They're still there. They're only a whisper away.
Amen to that, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope y'all took a lot from the introduction episode, you know, dealing with the opening of the spiritual realm talk. Like, I enjoyed this segment. Very, very, very therapeutic, though. I see. This Moments with Dazzy, y'all, we created it for not only ourselves, but for some listeners who feel like we feel. And hey, it came out phenomenal.
I hope so. My goal is, even if we're just taking time to talk, I hope, this is my hope, that my energy is coming through enough to where people who are sitting and listening to us, they feel unburdened, they feel cleansed, they feel brand new, almost as if you have sat with a therapist for 30 minutes. Like, I really try to infuse everything with that kind of energy, because we need that sometimes. We need that reset. And so that's what I want to be for y'all. I want to be y'all's reset button.
Absolutely. So once again, this has been Moments with Mistress and her trusty sidekick, DJ Steady. Are you ready? Y'all can see me tonight at 8 p.m. on the block, since the technical issues are still underway with Facebook and Instagram. And you can also see me on YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn. I think Twitter still streaming. I don't know for sure. But yeah, we'll still be around, ladies and gentlemen. Mark can't keep us down. We got Tasha to keep us up.
That's for sure.
Exactly. So we are getting ready to head out. Hope y'all enjoyed and learned something, because I learned a lot. So love, peace, and happiness.
Goodbye.